The movie begins in Seattle, where a quiet teenager named Andrew lives trapped in a home filled with fear and loneliness. His mother is bedridden and gravely ill, while his father, a bitter ex-firefighter drowning in frustration, takes his pain out on his son. Andrew, desperate for control over something in his chaotic life, decides to start recording everything on a camera, hoping that maybe, just maybe, it might protect him. Each day at school feels like another battle he can't win. Bullies mock him, classmates ignore him, and even his cousin Matt, though kind, can't fully understand his pain. When Matt invites him to a party, Andrew resists, but loneliness pushes him to go. That night, under the flashing lights and loud music, Andrew's camera becomes his shield, until a drunk partygoer accuses him of filming his girlfriend. Humiliated, Andrew runs outside, alone once again. Then something strange happens. Steve, the popular class president, approaches him with Matt, claiming they found something incredible in the woods, something they need him to film. Curious, Andrew follows. Deep in the forest, they stumble upon a massive hole that hums with an eerie sound. One by one, they descend into the darkness, discovering a glowing crystal pulsing with alien light. The air vibrates, the ground shakes, and in a blinding flash, everything goes black. Weeks later, everything is different. The boys discover they can move objects with their minds. They start small, tossing a baseball, bending toys, laughing like kids with a new game. But soon they realize this is no trick, it's telekinesis. They can lift, push, and pull anything, even each other. The more they use it, the stronger it gets. But there's a cost. Overuse brings searing pain and nosebleeds, warning them of limits they can barely understand. Fascinated and reckless, they push their powers further. In a supermarket, they prank strangers by moving carts, floating toys, and making people jump in fear. They're gods among mortals, but still teenagers at heart. That thrill of power is intoxicating and dangerous. Later on the road, a pickup truck honks at them. Andrew, fed up with being bullied by life itself, decides to teach the driver a lesson. With a flick of his mind, he sends the truck crashing off the road. The laughter dies. The others panic. Steve dives into the river to save the driver, dragging him out alive. But Matt is furious. "You could have killed someone," he shouts. Andrew barely reacts, lost in the rush of control. It's the first sign of something darker stirring inside him, a power unchained by empathy. Soon the boys discover they can do something even more unbelievable. They can fly. Rising above the clouds, they scream with joy, feeling weightless, limitless. It's the greatest moment of their lives. They soar across the sky, tossing a football midair, laughing like brothers. For a brief moment, they're free from everything that ever held them down. But even freedom has its price. As they race through the clouds, Steve flies too close to an airplane's wake and is knocked unconscious. Andrew dives after him, struggling to control his descent. At the last moment, he slows them down, saving Steve's life. Their laughter afterward hides the truth. Andrew's control is growing far beyond theirs. With newfound confidence, Steve encourages Andrew to perform at the school talent show. Using his powers to create illusions, Andrew stuns the crowd. For the first time in his life, people cheer for him. He's no longer invisible. He's the star. The applause fills the hole inside him, and for a moment, he feels seen, powerful, loved. But pride quickly becomes humiliation. At a party that night, Andrew gets drunk, finally enjoying the attention, until things go wrong. He throws up on a girl he likes. Laughter spreads. His moment of glory collapses into shame. He runs off, furious at himself and everyone around him. Back home, his father finds his camera and berates him for wasting money while his mother's dying. When Andrew tries to explain, his father hits him again. But this time, Andrew fights back. Using his mind, he flings his father across the room like a rag doll. For the first time, the powerless boy has all the power, and it terrifies him. That night, as thunder roars over the city, Andrew stands outside, crying in the rain. Lightning flashes, his emotions twist into rage. Steve senses something wrong and flies to find him. He tries to calm Andrew down, but Andrew's fury boils over. And in an instant, a bolt of lightning strikes Steve dead. The sky goes silent. Days later, at Steve's funeral, Andrew hides behind his camera, distant and hollow. Matt stares at him, knowing something's wrong. The connection they once shared begins to break. The loneliness returns, but this time it's mixed with anger. Back at school, Andrew becomes the target of whispers and mockery again. His humiliation at the party has become a joke. When one of his bullies pushes too far, Andrew snaps, and with a single thought, he rips out the bully's teeth. In that moment, he realizes something chilling. He feels no guilt. Sitting alone, Andrew records himself explaining his new philosophy. He says that he's not human anymore. He's evolved. The apex predator of mankind. The strong shouldn't feel sorry for the weak. It's the logic of every tyrant in history, now spoken by a teenage boy who once only wanted to be left alone. When Matt confronts him, begging him to stop before it's too late, Andrew brushes him off. He's convinced that power makes him untouchable. Matt leaves, realizing his cousin, his friend, is becoming something monstrous. Desperate to save his mother, Andrew goes to buy her medicine, but he doesn't have enough money. The clerk turns him away. Something inside him breaks. He decides that if the world won't help him, he'll take what he needs by force. He dons his father's old firefighter suit like armor and stalks through the city. He robs bullies, thieves, and anyone unlucky enough to cross his path. His power is absolute, his empathy gone. At a gas station, a single mistake changes everything. A shotgun blast ignites the fuel, and the explosion engulfs him in flames. Andrew wakes up in a hospital, burned and broken. His father sits beside him, but instead of comfort, there's only blame. He tells Andrew his mother has died, accusing him of being the reason. Years of pain, guilt, and rage finally collide. Andrew's eyes open, glowing, furious, and the entire hospital erupts in a telekinetic explosion. Across the city, Matt feels it instantly. His nose bleeds. He knows Andrew's lost control. Rushing to the scene, he finds chaos, patients screaming, sirens blaring, and Andrew floating above the ruins, clutching his father in midair. In one horrifying moment, Andrew lets go. His father falls, but Matt catches him just in time. For the first time, the world witnesses their powers. Cameras flash, news helicopters swarm. Andrew disappears into the night sky, and Matt realizes this is no longer a secret between them. It's a disaster waiting to unfold. Minutes later, Andrew finds Matt and Casey fleeing in their car. With a single gesture, he lifts the vehicle into the sky and drops it from hundreds of feet up. Matt manages to save Casey at the last second, landing in the middle of a terrified crowd. Police flood the streets, shouting orders, but they're powerless against what's coming. Andrew descends through the air, his expression cold and distant. Matt flies up to confront him, begging him to stop, to remember who he was. But Andrew doesn't want peace, he wants vengeance. They bullied me for being weak, he says. Now they'll see how strong I am. And with that, he hurls a city bus through the air. Matt narrowly dodges, realizing there's no way to reason with him anymore. Their fight tears through downtown. Glass shattering, cars flying, buildings crumbling as two superhumans rage against each other like gods in a mortal city. The police open fire, but Andrew stops every bullet midair. The air itself vibrates with his power. The people below scream. Matt knows he has one last chance. If you were in Matt's place, and the only way to stop your best friend was to end him, what would you do? Tell me in the comments below. In the final moments of their battle, Matt realizes there's no saving Andrew. His cousin's pain has consumed him. With tears in his eyes, Matt seizes a metal spear from a nearby statue and drives it straight through Andrew's chest. The city goes silent. Andrew falls. The chaos ends. Days later, the world tries to forget what happened, but Matt can't. To honor his cousin's final wish, he flies to Tibet, the place Andrew dreamed of visiting, where peace and understanding once seemed possible. Hovering above the mountains, he sets the camera down, speaking softly to his lost friend. He promises to use their gift the right way, not for anger, but for good. With a final goodbye, he soars into the sky, disappearing into the clouds. And that was Chronicle 2012, a story of power, pain, and how even the smallest act of cruelty can spark something unstoppable. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to Great Animation Recaps for more powerful movie stories brought to life. Until next time, stay strong, stay kind, and never forget, power reveals who we truly are.